I'm joined with a Vulcan after a pretty dominant game one and a pretty back and forth game two. I think going into the game, most people expected DSG to kind of like get destroyed the same way in game one. And the fact that they were pulling back in game two, at least the analyst desk felt like it was more of more telling on like DSG and how they were actually fighting back rather than like Cloud9 not playing well or anything like that. So I wanted to get your take. Like, what do you think DSG did well game two, and maybe you feel like maybe it was more something you did wrong?
Yeah, I think they did well to punish us in good timings, and they were like getting a lot of objectives, rotating on the map and getting turrets and stuff. They were for sure over eager at like starting Atacon for no reason, starting Brand for no reason. So they gave us a way back in. I think they're not used to being in good positions in the game, and they get rushed a little bit and make wrong decisions. But I think they played well to get there in the first place. But I do have to say that I think we had like a pretty bad read on draft in that game, and they got a lot of very strong skirmishing champs and like Zinzao, Rise, Leona. And it's not like we have that many tools to deal with them. So yeah, I think their draft was winning, and they didn't play well enough to turn it into a win. But against a better team, we for sure lose those games. This game.
Interesting that you feel like Rise was good in the comp, because it felt like Rise couldn't do anything like once the mid to late game fights happen against like a Victor and an Ezreal. And anytime he tried to Realm Warp, I mean, you were there to like block all his damage. So it felt like not the greatest pick, at least watching it.
Well, it's always a bit tricky, I guess, to team fight as Rise in the late game. But if he's able to get spells off, he actually does a shit ton of damage. It's kind of crazy how much he scales. And also, if you play against a really good Rise, it can be really hard to play the map because you can always push and threaten to Rise ult out, or always push side hit turrets, because nowadays AP actually makes you destroy turrets super fast. So I think they could have been way more annoying because neither Renekton or Victor really win. I think Victor can like clear minions, but he'll never win against Rise. So he can like have a lot of pressure, and it was a bit annoying to play the map and be able to fight Drake's wall. So that's why they got a lot of early Drakes from being strong early game comp, and then the ones that were like kind of mid game ish, it was a bit hard to get good position because we had to go catch side and maybe we didn't have TP or something. So it was very tricky to play. But for team fights, yeah, I think to be honest, I think we played team fights better than them. He's like such a tanky champ, and if he gets one rotation, runs around, dodge some skill shot, he can be very, very OP in team fights. But obviously, his range is a bit short. So as the game goes on, a bit weaker perhaps. But he scales well. I think he's not very weak. I think he's strong.
All right, yeah, it makes sense. I wasn't really thinking of like how he was pressuring the map and how it can even make team fighting difficult because of map pressure. So yeah, thanks for that explanation. More just about Cloud9 and this group. Like you guys don't you don't have FlyQuest, you have Team Liquid in your group. And you guys obviously beat FlyQuest in order to get to this position. And I've heard that you guys are like super try hard in scrims. Like you guys take the scrims the most serious. Blabber even said like, I'm not inting as I usually do. So it's like he's taking it even more serious. Is this like a result of what happened in Split 1, like losing when you guys didn't expect to? Or is it like, it seems like there's a more motivation whenever I talk to any of the players of Cloud9. Like there's more fire underneath you guys. And I just want to know where that comes from.
No, I would say that we were tryharding just the same in scrims in Split 1. I think I'm not sure why we might feel more motivated, but I think we kind of have the belief now that we can, actually win. Even though last split we were very good at certain times, I think we were never in a spot where like, yeah, we're for sure going to win or something like that. I think it's still kind of similar where the top teams, I feel like, depending on the day, any one of them could come out on top. But I feel like now we have full belief in, each other, and we have really good practice. So it, increases our confidence and our belief in each other. And I feel like this group of people, we don't have like a clear weakness, and we try our best to work with each other and find the best ways to improve and stuff like that. So I think I don't know, maybe it's just this belief that we will win the split is like showing through our games and our attitude and everything.
Okay, do you watch NBA at all?
Only if someone puts it on. I don't really watch, no.
Okay, I was gonna make a comparison, but that's fine. I want to talk about your progression. 2023 spring, obviously EG had like the changes, didn't go the way you wanted it to. You make the decision to like, hey, I'm going to join the better team. They finished third. With me, they're going to finish first. We're going to make it to Worlds. That doesn't go too well. 2024, you're like surely we make it to Worlds. Again, it kind of falls flat. Summer was better than spring, but then you didn't even make Worlds. Um, I want to talk about like the motivation or like the demotivation when you try so hard and you're looking good for such a long time and then you don't make it. I think it was Tarzan who said like all my failures have made me into the success that I am, and it's just about like not thinking them as failures but learning opportunities. And I just want to know about you personally. You've kind of had a resurgence after those couple of years where even like last year there were times where you were looking really good. Um, but obviously weren't able to get it all together. How does um crap, I forgot the way I wanted to formulate the question. But like how are you able to come back and look so good like the best bot lane this year?
I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, at the start of my career, I was going to like almost every international event. I won many trophies in the first few years. I think I look back and I think I was just very lucky to be on the teams that I was, and be able to have all that success is kind of uncommon for sure. And it's not, I try to not get demotivated by the fact that I haven't gone to Worlds in a while or won a trophy in a while, because it's competition, and at the end of the day, it's very hard to like win every single time or go to international every single time. That's the goal every time, but sometimes it doesn't happen. Maybe I'm out of form. Sometimes it doesn't help the team. Maybe the team has a bad period, or someone is doing something wrong in the game and it's not clicking or something like that. There's like so many factors, and I just believe that if I keep working hard and keep a high level, hopefully I can raise the level of my team, and just at some point we'll be back. At some point we'll win. At some point I'll go to Worlds. So just keep doing it, and because I haven't gone in a while doesn't mean I won't go again, and because I haven't won in a while doesn't mean I won't win again, and I'm still working towards that.
How much do you value domestic success as compared to like making it far in Worlds? Because you made it like into what's it called? Into the quarterfinals with that perks roster, right? Like being FPX and whatnot. So it's not like you had no success internationally, but for NA standards. But yeah, how much do you value domestic success versus like making it deep into a tournament?
It kind of depends, because a lot of like making it deep in a tournament in the internationals, unfortunately for like NA and EU, it ends up being like, I don't want to use the word luck, but it's a bit like, how did you get, what kind of draw did you get? Before it was like, what group did you get? For example, in the Worlds that you mentioned, when we made it to quarters, FPX completely imploded, and they were like way below their usual level. If they played to their level, we were good. We like stomped them that one day, right? You maybe remember Blabber, Zinzao, and Marakan running around and killing everyone. But maybe if they had like kept their high form, maybe we lose and then that's it, and then we don't talk about the fact that we went out of group. So it's like, it's always hard to rate international play because of that. And domestic play, I think, obviously it's also the same thing can happen in domestic play, but because you're there every year and it happens consistently and it's like the same people more or less, I feel like it's easier to rate or like value maybe. Obviously World is the most important, and I'm in every sport I always say this, but in every sport there's always like this one tournament where a team that should have never won wins it, and I don't want to like in 3, 4, 5, 6 years be watching on the couch with my children or some shit, and then I see like, I don't know, FlyQuest with like completely different roster. Maybe they win Worlds, rather than me. They're like the team that manages to do it. That would feel bad. So I'm still hoping that it'll be a team that I'm on and I'm able to win that tournament. And it happens in every other sport, most sports. So why wouldn't it happen to us?
No, that's fair. Here's a hypothetical for you. Would you rather be G2 from last year, where they had to face like BLG, T1, like top esport, they faced all the like Asian teams and got knocked out? Or would you rather be NRG and face all like EUNA teams and make it out to quarters?
Probably G2 because I think, well, as a person watching, as being in the audience watching G2, I was like very impressed by the fact that they took all these teams to like, I think they all went to game 3, or I don't know if there was best of fives maybe at some point, but they like tested every team, they won series, and like I remember I think that was the time when Miki pulled out Puppy out of nowhere and it became like a staple.
That was MSI, but
MSI, okay. Well, that I guess that whole year is like they were doing it and competing against these teams. So for sure, I would say G2. Yeah.
All right. So you value more of like the actual work and effort and the context around the result rather than the actual like, oh, I was 5th through 8. It's like, well, how did you get there?
Yeah, I think I would be more satisfied with GT's run than NRG. I had to compare it. Yeah.
All right. When you make it to Worlds and win Worlds, hopefully it's through all 4 LCK and all 4 Chinese teams. Or technically, there's only going to be 7 Asian teams, but you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, well, 7 is fine. We can do
7. No. All right, man. Thanks for the interview and good luck in the rest of your games, except against Shopify, obviously. But
we don't need luck.
If you guys lose one game, man, even just one. Anyways, take care, man. All right, I got even Vulcan. So now all that's left out of Cloud9 members that I haven't interviewed the split is... Oh, wait, I didn't interview Thanatos either. But anyways, always nice to talk to Vulcan. I think it's my second time talking to him, so that was pretty nice. I think the C9 team, like, if you're a C9 fan, you are so excited. You're, like, so ready to go to international, like he was saying, going to MSI. But we still have to see if they're going to be able to beat FlyQuest. What's going to go on with Team Liquid and bringing on UG. Like, the reports are out. UG's 6-man, so we're going to see. I'm excited for this Cloud9 team, honestly. Like, I would not be mad if they represent us at an international event. Yeah, I'm done with Team Liquid. I'm sorry.